So you want to make a porno in some rural Texas backwoods area surrounded by hillbillies? What could go wrong? Hello and welcome to another video here at Movie Mash, and today we're going to talk about the new A24 xmovie. But before I carry on, please hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel out with my algorithm, and it makes a big difference. It may not be nothing to you, but it's a lot to me, so help a guy out, hit that button. Now let's get to it. So xmovie is directed by Tia West and is starring Martin Henderson, miagoth, Kid Cody and Brittany Snow. So what's it about? Well, a group of actors set out to make an adult movie in rural Texas under the noses of some recluse hosts. But when the elderly couple catches their young guests in the act, the cast find themselves in a desperate fight for survival. So I've been meaning to see this for a while because I've been told it's a good old school slasher, and A24 have been in my good books for a while. And I watched it last night finally, and let me tell you, I really enjoyed it. So let's just jump straight into the positives. So this movie was set in the 70s and it looked 100% 70s, flawless. I mean, it felt like I was watching a 70s movie. The best way, or the best film I could compare it to how it looked and felt, would be the Chainsaw Massacre. It had that kind of B-movie feel to it that they were going for, and 100% they nailed that. The acting was great. It was spot on for the type of movie it was. Everyone gave 100%. I cannot fault anyone for what they done. It's not a Macbeth type movie or Shawshank. They're not going for the Oscars. But in fairness, all of them are really good, and they were all engaging, and they're, yeah, really good. So the cinematography also was really good. It really showed how beautiful and gorgeous the area is, and it done it seamlessly. And even some of the camera angles was, I mean, this has been done before, but it was done really well. And some of the bird's eye view, I'm not going to go into spoilers, but yeah, some of the bird's eye view was really good. I will say there was one crocodile scene that I liked, and the bird's eye view was really good. So yeah, a real positive. I really like, and it also was very vibrant. And you know, if you haven't watched my other videos, I love vibrant movies, and let's face it, 70s movies were very colorful and vibrant. So yeah, big positive. So the horror and gore. So some of the horror was really uncomfortable due to the nature of what was going on with the antagonists. But and the gore. Well, the gore, when it kicks in, it's good. It's really good, to the point where I could be CGI for all I know, but I didn't see any. It looked like all prosthetics and all kind of dummies, whatever. I don't know. But the horror, if you love slasher movies, this was bang on. They got this right, and I loved every second of the horror. Now, negatives. I wouldn't say that they're negatives, they're more like nitpicks, which is a good thing. So I'll go with the pacing. Now, the film is 1 hour and 45 minutes. It feels like it's a bit longer than a movie like this should be, but it seems to be an A24 thing. They all seem to have kind of a slow build up. Now, when it comes to, as I said, pacing, we've got this little subplot to do with one of the cameraman and his girlfriend. No spoilers. And I felt like it could have been shaved off. It's not that it was bad, it just wasn't important. And I suppose it's an A24 thing. It's not a deal breaker for me. I still enjoyed it. I just felt like if you wanted to shorten it, that could have been taken out. But you know what? It builds character, so it's just a nitpick. So normally with my reviews, I do a negative and positive, or positive negative. And sometimes I have mixed feelings about stuff. So now I'm going to add this new thing called mixed. And this is my mixed. I wasn't sure who the protagonist was, because a lot of the people weren't really your, typical kind of virgin queen girls. So at some point, who I thought was the protagonist, then I thought it might not be, then I thought it was. I mean, but the good side to that, and this is where it's mixed, is that I didn't know who was going to survive and who wasn't. But the thing is, I didn't know who to root for. And the people I did kind of want to root for, well, they didn't last as long as I'd like to. But as I said, I couldn't tell who was I rooting for. It kind of swaps it around. Some of the people aren't your typical yeah, virgin queens like they normally do, like Friday the 13th and Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis. So I didn't know who I was rooting for. But as I said, I didn't know. On the good side, this is why it's mixed. I didn't know who was going to survive and die, and then that did have me on my toes a little bit. So this is my new rule to use when I'm doing my reviews: mixed. Now, this is just a heads up for people who didn't know and people who don't know. There is an end credit scene. I'm only saying it in case you walk out because we're all expecting Marvel and stuff to do that. Not everything, but there is an end credit scene on this. So make sure you check it out. And also, just so you know, the prequel to this film, not only is it going to be made, it's already been shot. So that'll be interesting. I hope it's as good as this movie was. But again, we'll see. So my final thoughts, if you're looking for a horror film with ghosts and supernatural twists and a big reveal at the end, this isn't for you. But if you love an old school horror like Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th, with all the cliches and all the tropes and all the gore done really well, then this is for you. And I'm sure you'll have a good time as much as I did. So my question is to you. Have you seen it? And if so, do you agree with me? If you haven't seen it, are you going to? Let me know in the comments below and like and subscribe because as I said, it helps with the algorithm. But for now, and until next time,